Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Can I have a quick +1 in the chat if I'm visible as well as equally audible? Just let me turn on my preview screen so that I know I'm visible as well as audible or not. Okay. Visible as well as equally. Just let me turn on my preview so that I know I'm visible as well as. Okay, I'm visible in one of the channel. Now let me check one more channel that I'm visible or not. Hey Yash, how are you? Okay, fair enough. So I'm visible as well as audible in both the channels. By the way, if you are willing to chat in the channel itself, just go to the main channel because I can't monitor two screen. So go to the main channel. It is live in the main channel too, and I would be monitoring the chat of the main channel. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Today we would be doing the unboxing interview series of Intuit. Okay, and it was scheduled at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST, and the post contest discussion will start now itself. Okay, so let us move to the first problem, which was of 40 marks, and the second problem, largest number of K-swaps, which was of 60 marks. So we would be doing the first question itself, and the questions which are not relevant to the particular questions will be answered after the explanation. Okay, like doing good. Okay, yeah, thanks a lot. So what are we given? We are given a matrix of size n cross m and the integer k. Okay, initially the matrix contains only zeros. So initially we have a matrix, suppose it is 2 cross 2. Then the matrix would be like this, that initially it is all 0. Okay, so basically what are the indexes? 0 0 0 1, okay, 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, and you are given k task, and for each task what you need to do is you would be given the coordinate r and c. So you would be given 3, and for all these 3 you would be given 3 queries, like you need to just run queries. Okay, and you would be given rows as well as columns, and denote the ith row and ith column. Now you need to perform each task sequentially. Sequentially, it means that it would just perform in the same order as they are said in the question itself. For each task, you have to put 1 in all the rth row and all cth column. But it is not mentioned here whether it is 0 indexed or it is 1 index. Okay, so just observe the question and you would be able to get it. And after each task you have to calculate the number of 0 present in the matrix. So let's just start computing. So what it is telling is, mark the second row as well as second column. This is the second row and this is the second column. So what we need to do is, we need to make it 1, we need to make it 1, and we need to make it 1. Okay, second row and second column. Now you have to calculate the number of 0 present. Okay, so basically this won't be 2 into 2, this would be 3 into 3. Okay, just let me do this. 0 0 0 0 0 0, and this would be 0 0 0. So what you need to do is, you need to mark the second row. Second row is this row and second column is this column. So if you just make it all 1, I would be just making it all this type, then you would be getting a better idea of it. Then you can see that this and this is still 0. So you need to say at the first query it is 4 itself. Then let us move to the second one. It is telling me the second row. Okay, second row is this one, and the third column is this one. So if I just mark this also, then only this one would remain, and for this the value would be 2, so we would be writing here 2. Now the last one, we are said that third row and second column. So third row, this would be marked, and second column, which is already marked. So the remaining are how many? The remaining is only one, that is this one. So we need to say that yes, this is our answer. Okay, now tell me if this problem statement, how we are getting the answer, is clear to you or not. Okay, so I only learned C++, HTML. Now please tell me where I'm lacking and where should I do to hone my skills and become good in competitive programming. If you want to do a good in competitive programming, then you need to do a lot of random practice. Quickly tell me if things are clear to you or not. Let's have an upper bound to this waiting, because I can't just wait all day long. Countdown of 1 minute should be sufficient enough. So just tell me. Okay. Thanks a lot, Sonia. Thanks a lot, Abhishek Verma. For the people who are texting me on Geeks for Geeks practice channel, just go to Geeks for Geeks. Okay, if you are not able to search, just go to the channels, and the first channel with approx more than 400 plus K subscriber, just go to the channel. I'm live in that and come reply to that. Okay. Is competitive programming necessary for Microsoft, Amazon, Adobe? No, it is not necessary. Who told it is necessary? In an interview, can we use C++ STL? Yes, see, in the first place, you can use C++ STL. Now, suppose the interviewer tells you that can you do this without using C++ STL? Then the problem arises. Okay, clear? So let's move forward. Okay, so what would be the first approach that we can follow? So initially, let me remove all of this. Yeah, fair enough. And this one is to be removed, and this one can be made like this. Okay, fair enough. So basically, what do we need? Okay, so we know that the number of elements in the matrix are how many? N cross M. A capital N, but I always make it small n. Okay, so N cross M, this would be, why? Because there are n rows and n columns, that is why. Now the first naive approach can be that we have this matrix, and we do whatever is said. Okay, so the first naive way is do whatever is said. Okay, so we should do whatever is said, that we build up a matrix, and suppose it is told that we want to iterate on the second column, second row, then we can do that also. Now let us see the complexity of this solution. So suppose there is only one first query, that is row and column. So we are given a particular row and particular column. So in a particular row and a particular column, in this row we need to process n elements, in this column we need to process n elements. So basically we need to iterate over all the elements in the row and all the elements in the column. So basically we are doing how many operation? N plus n, that is 2n operation. Okay, now the constants are ignored, that is why we suppose that we are doing n operation. Now for one operation we are doing n operation. One query we are doing n operation. This would be operation and this would be query. Okay, so I would just write q. So for kq it would be a unitary method, that is n into k. So that would be n into k operation. Okay, fair enough. So this is doing whatever is said, and we would be getting a time complexity of n into k, and the space complexity as we are building up a matrix to compute everything. That is why the time complexity to this solution is n cross k, and the space complexity to this solution is n cross n, because the number of elements is n cross n. We are building up a 2D matrix and we are filling it up. Fair enough, we have this. Can you just please like the video, everyone? Because the number of likes is absolutely very less. So if possible, just quickly like the video. Okay. Now, I would reply to all your queries that you are asking after I'm done with the explanation. The next is that we optimize both on time complexity as well as on space complexity. So in this, what we need to do is, let us see this. This is column 1, this is row 1, this is row 2, and this is row 3. And this one is column 1, column 2, and column 3. Okay. Now suppose we know that the first row is filled, everything is filled with 1, and 2 and 3 is remaining, and 1, 2, 3 is also remaining. So what we can do is, just let me show you how it's done. Okay, let me show you what I'm telling. Okay, now just observe what I'm trying to do. Okay, everyone is 0. Okay, now suppose we are told that the first row is having all 1. So we would be making it red, we would be making it red, we would be making it red. Okay, now how many elements are there? Just by looking manually. So we know that there are 6 elements remaining. Now what we can do is, we can see that how many elements are not there, which are not marked. 2 and 3. So the count of them would be 2, multiplied with how many columns are remaining. How many columns are remaining? 3. So 2 into 3, and it is giving me the correct output. Okay. And in this, basically we don't need the whole matrix. Why we don't need the whole matrix? Because see, we are told that we need to operate over a particular row and a particular column. This is what is told. See, it is not selective, that we are not taking one index, we are not taking one index. So basically what we can do is, only we have 2 arrays where the first one would store the number of rows and the second one would store the number of columns, and just the rows and the columns is necessary. And see, and basically we don't need to count again. Why? I'm telling you. Suppose I have 5 ice cream. Okay, मेरे पास 5 ice cream है, एक मेरे भाई लेके चल गए. So मुझे याद नहीं रखना कि वो 5वां आइसक्रीम गया है. मुझे पता है 5 थे, एक गया तो 4 हो गया. We know that if we have 5 ice cream and my brother takes 1 out of it, then I know I don't need to just remember that 5th one was taken. I don't need that. I don't need the index. I just need the count. So if I just need the count, what I can do is, I can just remember how many is left. And why are we keeping the whole number of rows and columns? Because it might be the case that suppose 3 is marked. Okay, basically what we can do is, suppose I have 4 ice cream, and if one takes and another takes, so we can just count it. But the problem would arise when suppose he has already taken that ice cream and he is coming to take that same ice cream, which I don't have. So in that scenario, suppose the first column is already taken and we are again already marking it with 1. So there is basically no difference in the answer in the subsequent queries. So basically the answer would remain same and we need the whole matrix. मतलब मैं फिर से बताता हूँ, काउंट भी रख सकते हैं कि कितना नंबर ऑफ रोज मार्क हुआ है, कितना नंबर ऑफ रोज मार्क नहीं हुआ है. वी कैन डू दिस, बट हम लोग पूरा एरे क्यों रख रहे हैं? वाई डू वी नीड दैट होल एरे? आई एम टेलिंग यू, बिकॉज क्या हो सकता है, सपोज पहले क्वेरी में वन वाला जो रो है वो मार्क हो चुका है, दूसरे वाले क्वेरी में वो सेम 1 वाला रो मार्क हुआ है. सो इन दिस सिनेरियो आंसर तो इफेक्ट नहीं कर रहा. ओके, सो अगर हमारे पास सिर्फ काउंट रहता तो काउंट डिक्रीमेंट हो जाता, मगर क्योंकि हमारे पास एरे है सो हमें पता चल जा रहा है हाँ ये वाला पहले ही मार्क हो चुका है. ओके, सो इससे हमारा काम बहुत आसान हो जा रहा है. दैट इज वाई वी नीड 1 more array to keep that. So now what is the time complexity? Basically for each query we are just marking it to true and false, that is we go of one operation, constant operations, and the next one is we are keeping a subsequent count also, that if anything is getting edited we are decrementing that. That is also the same. So we are answering each query, so one query is equal to one operation. So K query would resolve to K operation. Okay, now the time complexity would be K itself. Okay, now talking about the space complexity, we would need the number of rows, एक array, number of columns, the second array. So basically 2 into n, constants are ignored, so big O of n, and this would be big O of k, because every query would be answered in constant time. Now tell me if things are clear to you or not, then only I would move to the implementation, because the solution is not important. How we are coming to the solution, that is absolutely very important. So please tell me if things are clear to you or not, how we are able to optimize it step by step, that thing is necessary done or not. Okay, so now let me reply. Is GFG worth it for top MNC's company? Yeah, it is worth it. Why? Because I have been in GFG for a very long period of time. Okay, so I think it is worth it. Why? Because they have many free things that can be took advantage of. There are paid things also. I'm not telling that it is absolutely free, but if you just observe and if you give your time to the free things, then it is just enough for you. But sometimes in it might be the case. I want to join internship but unable to clear an assessment. You need to work hard. Should I learn both direct method for sorting STL? Yeah, you should be learning both. Sir, please make jobathon solution videos. Okay, I would be doing that to the team. Just reply. I get only one reply. So just quickly tell me if things are clear to you or not. Can you please like the video if possible? So I didn't get any reply, so I reset the timer, and again I'm waiting for the next 1 minute. So please just tell me if things are clear to you or not, then only we would be moving to the implementation. Okay, Sonia Malli, that is clear. May I have more people replied? Please reply, more people. I don't know where I'm going. Just let me go to the other channel too and let me see what is happening there. Why 2 into n, not n into n? Because we are having two arrays, not one array. For the people who are chatting here, please go to the main channel, please. Please go to the main channel. I'm not observing this. Please go to the Geeks for Geeks main channel. Okay, fair enough. Now let us move to the implementation. Basically, we first have the answer as all the number of elements. So that the total number of elements is n cross m. So we are having that. Next thing that we are doing is we are having n plus 1 with false. So everything is initially false. Okay, so we have no rows equal to 1. So basically we have an array known as row and array known as column, and the r as n and c as n, and we have this to insert the answer itself. So we have x and y. This is the first query answer. Okay, so this is giving me the number of rows and the column itself. So if both are not marked, okay, if both are not marked, then we are decrementing both. If the row is not marked but the column is marked, then we are just decrementing the row. Okay, if the column is not marked but the row is marked, then we are just decrementing the column. This is what we are doing, and whatever answer we are getting, we are pushing it to the answer V. Now after this, whatever both, we are making both as true. Why? Because हमें याद रखना है subsequent queries के लिए कि हाँ उसको 1 हमें बना दिया गया. Okay, fair enough. This is what we can do. Now let me go to the next channel too to see if there is any doubt or not. Okay, so मैं quickly फिर से बता देता हूँ. Okay, so I would be, फिर से बताता हूँ मैं क्या करूँगा. मुझे सिर्फ रोज और कॉलम्स चाहिए. Why? Because in every row, in every column, we are not marking a particular set. Rather, we are marking the whole row, whole column. So what we can do is, if we are only operating on rows and columns, Why not we keep a track of only rows and columns? We don't need the whole array. First thing. The second observation is that we are doing is, suppose we are marking the first row. So initially if it is already marked, that means answer won't be affected. But if it is not marked and we are marking it now, that means the answer would be affected by 1. Okay, this is what we are doing. See, if it is not marked, we are marking it. Okay, if it is already marked, we are not marking it. After that, whatever answer we are getting, we are inserting, and both the rows as well as the columns are marked as true. That means that it is made to 1. This is the whole summary of my explanation. Okay, लेकिन TLE दिया, no, it won't give you TLE. Okay, so tell me if things are clear to you or not. Shiva Gamer, tell me things are clear to you or not. Just tell me quickly. I think we should have dry run one with this logic. So basically this is nothing but, see, this is already done the dry run. See, if we are marking the first row, then we are marking this. So whatever is remaining, this and this is remaining, and this and this and this is remaining. So this would be just 2 into 3. This is the dry run of that particular thing. Okay. So we are not going inside this matrix. We don't need this matrix. Only this count is necessary. Okay. Fair enough. This is done. Please like the video. Okay. People are more engaging in the practice channel, so I'm shifting myself in the practice channel. Now I'm observing the practice channel because people are interacting more there. Okay. Fair enough. Let us move to the next problem. The next problem is absolutely, which one is the main channel? Okay, this is the main channel. Just reply here only, Jitendra. It's absolutely fine because you all reply here. You are more accustomed here, so just reply here. Okay, so largest number in queue swaps. This problem seems very easy, but is on the difficult side a bit. So we are given a number k and a string str of digits denoting a positive integer. This is what is told, and we need to build the largest number possible by performing swap operation on the string at most k times. This is what is given. Fair enough. Now what we need to do is we need to swap the digits. Okay, we need to swap the digits. How many swaps can be done? At max k swaps can be done. At most means at max. Okay, imagine this is constantly shrinking matrix and the row and column 0 is shifted. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Now what can be done? So see, if we just, this logic can be taken by LSB as well as MSB. See, this side is most significant bit and this side is least significant bit. What do I mean? See, I'm not telling you that this is told as this. In binary representation, it is told that this is the most significant this and this side is the left least significant bit. But this can also be, this idea can also be used to see the decimal numbers. Why? Because see, suppose I have 101 and I am allowed to edit any of the digit by 1. So I can edit this digit also, this digit also. See, if I digit the LSB side, this would be made as 102, and if I edit this side, this would be made as 201. So it is seen that if we edit the left hand side, then it is more profitable. Okay, so we can say that left has more importance than the right hand side. This simple thing would lead us to the solution. Okay, the first thing that we can do. Now the second thing that we can observe from the question itself is the low constraint. Low constraints. The low constraints allow us, see, whenever you see a constraint having 20, 30, 18, okay, you can think in terms of recursion, or you can think in terms of factorial if it is absolutely less. So when you need to observe on the time limit also that I can fit in this time limit or not, and what are the proposed number of operation that you can use. The proposed number of operation that you can use is 10 to the power 8. Okay, so suppose if it is given that we have, let's suppose 10 to the power 5, then you can afford to have log n or n log n. You can have this, but n square won't pass because 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 5, but the base is same, so power would get added and 5 plus 5 would be 10, and 10 to the power 10 is greater than 10 to the power 8. So basically we would be failing in this. So you can see that whatever I am thinking should have the upper bound as n log n. This is what I can do. Fair enough. I use two sets for rows and columns, and is not present. I use the same one but it failed. Can you please tell me the mistake? I think that you have some mistake in the implementation. So what you can do is just go on LinkedIn, search my name. My name is Siddharth Hazra. The dot I have sent in the chat itself. Just go and see the dot, and you can just send me your solution. I would be debugging it, but please try to solve it before you give it to me. Okay, try to tally it. Okay, fair enough. So I think till this point we are done. Now due to low constraint, that is 30, we can use something known as recursion. Now with recursion, what we can do is try all possible ways. Try all possible ways. Whatever way would lead us to the most optimal would be our answer. It can be said like this. Okay, so how to try all possible ways? I would be telling you. Trying all possible ways is absolutely very easy. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so what we can do is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if you are not accustomed with recursion, consider learning recursion, a little bit of backtracking, then come back to the solution. Otherwise you won't be getting the idea. Okay, so now this is just like having all the permutation of the given string. This is just this question itself. So what you can do is you can swap this character with this character. Okay, so if I swap this character with this character, then there would be two. First one, this would be 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 and 7. One is swapped with itself. Then one would get swapped with 2, that would become 2 1 3 4 5 6 and 7, and this would keep on swapping 1 with 3, 1 with 4, 1 with 5, 1 with 6. Now I would be showing you the recursion tree for 1 2 and 3. So basically there are two ways to do that. First is that you can use something known as next permutation. Okay, next permutation is STL. What you can do is, or not, the next permutation won't work. Why? Because this would permute the whole string and we can't keep an account of k. That is why this also has a time complexity of factorial. So basically this would fail on time complexity, as well as we can't take care of this k itself. Now how it can be done? Suppose k is equal to 2 itself. Now if k is equal to 2, how we can do that? See, if we swap 1 with 2, first we would have 1 2 and 3. So 1 2 and 3 is the maximum number that we have observed. Now 1 is swapped with 2. So if 1 is swapped with 2, we would have 2 1 and 3. Now 1 is swapped with 3, so we would have 3 2 and 1. Fair enough. Now we have the next one. So now 2 is swapped with 3. So if 2 is this, so now if 2 is swapped with 3, then this would become 1 3 2, and this index would also be changing, that we would have this, we would have this, and this would continue itself. But if k has exhausted, we would return from that point. Okay, this is the most naive solution, and the time complexity of this solution would be exponential. Okay, so we would be having exponential time complexity, and that would remain but a simple observation can make it more beneficial or can make it more easy. I'm telling you how. The most simple observation is the previous observation that we have observed, that is left is to be given more importance than the right. So what we can do is, suppose a big digit is at the end and a small digit is in the front. So instead of swapping large number at this side to a small number this side, which won't contribute to the answer, what we can do is we can swap the large number here with the small number here. Okay, can we sort no, we can't sort it. Why? If we sort this, we can't keep track of the k itself. This is, we can't do this. That is why we are not going with this. Else we would have just sorted it. We would have went to the next permutation thing and we could have done that. But we need to take care of k also. So we have 2. So whenever we are talking about how to solve in recursion, the first thing that we need to take care is the base case. The base case is when we have exhausted all the keys, we have no moves left. If we have no moves left, then we can't swap and the answer would remain same. So if k is equals to 0, we need to return. This is the first condition. The second condition is when we have reached the end. So we have reached the end and we are told that at most k swaps can be done. So it is not bound that we always need to do k swaps. If suppose one swap is done, suppose it is 99999. If it is something like this 99999, then there is no point in swapping and the number of swaps would be 0. Yes, we can make the swapping large, but even if the swap is 0, this is less than k or less than equal to k, which is true. So basically, even if we don't exhaust all of the keys, we are good to go. So if we have not exhausted all the keys but we have reached the end of the string, that means that it is clear and we need to return from this point. Okay, no, we can't do that, Jitendra. Okay, so just tell me if you have understood why we can't do that. Okay, because swapping would just sorting would just swap everything and we can't keep an count of that key. Okay, now let us move to the solution. Okay, so we would talk about the solution. So the solution is the same one that we have discussed. First is that if the k is exhausted or if we have reached the end. If we have reached the end, we have something known as match. What is this match? Basically, if all the swaps is done or if we have reached the end, we would check that what is the answer, and we would assign the larger value to the rest and we would return from that point. Now we have the maximum digit. What is this maximum digit? Basically, we are searching from the current index the maximum number. Suppose it is 299 and this is 1. So there is no point in swapping this 1 with 2. Why? Because that won't contribute to the answer. But if we swap this with this, then that would contribute to the answer. Yes, that would contribute. So basically we are finding the maximum one. And if that particular index is only the maximum, that is swapping is not needed, because if we are going to swap, suppose it is 999 and we are trying to swap this with this, then swapping is not needed. So basically what we are doing is, we would say that yes, swapping is not needed, move ahead. Okay, this is what we would do. Now after this, we would start from the back and we would swap the greater number with the smaller number, and then we would say that we have used 1k, k minus 1, and that particular index is solved, so just move forward. This is what we are doing. And after this, why this thing swap is done? Because see, we are doing what? Basically, if there are 2-3 options to be done, if we have 1, 2 and 3, then first we need to swap 2 with 1. So we have swapped 1, 2 and 3. But if we just swap this again, then this would be the same string that was there, and we are not, this is not the correct one. So we need the previous string to do the next swapping. So first we are swapping that, computing the answer, and then undoing the damage that we have done. So basically we are again 2 and 1, again we are swapping it back again. Then we are again having 2 and 3, 1 and 3. Now 2 can swap with 3. So that would be 3, 1 and 2. It can be made like this. So these are the two possible options that we have. Okay. So now tell me if things are clear to you or not. And what is this match thing? So basically this match is nothing but if the res1 is less, we are assigning it to st, though we are assigning the str to s1 and we are returning from that. And this is pass by reference. This means that the pass by reference. So we have two things: pass by value, pass by reference. Pass by value means that the value would get edited. Okay, that pass by value means the value would get edited but won't affect the original value. But pass by reference means that we are passing just the address of it, and if we make the edits in the particular string, it would affect the original string. That is why this would be done, and this is the whole code of it. Okay, tell me if things are clear to you or not. Okay, we would have an upper bound to this waiting, so we would have a 2 minute. Now it is a kind of open forum. Now you can ask me anything, whatever you wanted to ask me from the start of the session. Okay. भाई यार काफ़ी यूज़ किया था लेकिन TLE है. Okay, makes sense. Are the same level of question? Yes, same level of questions are asked. What is the best way to understand time and space complexity? The best way to understand time and space complexity is to solve a lot of questions, and whenever you are getting the idea, just print. Suppose let's have a C. So have a C at each step what we are doing and count the number of operation, and you would be getting the way how it is incrementing. Okay, can we use two pointer technique? Yes, we can use two pointer technique. Sir, I have revised mail from you Gmail. Can I know what is the matter? Sir, I have revised mail from you Gmail. What do you mean by this? I don't understand. What are you asking? This is an open forum now. You can ask me anything. We still have 45 minutes remaining. Just quickly tell me if things are clear to you or not. Okay, can you please explain once again in brief? Yeah, I would explain once again in brief. So basically, what the first approach was that we try every possible way. So trying every possible way means that we print all the permutations of the string. All the permutation would resolve to the fact that we can't keep an account of k. It might be the case that all the number of swaps done in the permutation would have more than k, and the time complexity to print the permutations of the number is factorial, so it won't pass in either ways. Okay, so the next way is that we have a k and we try all possible ways. Okay, we swap the current index. See, this is the index and we swap it to the next, then we swap it with the next, and then we swap it to the next. This is what we can do. And then what we do is we use that and then we just swap back. Why we swap back? Because सपोज मैं हूँ, ओके, आपने मुझे पूरा शेव कर दिया, सो आप एक वो हो गया. अब मुझे फिर से आप फिर से इसको अंडू करना होगा, उसके बाद मैं फिर से यहाँ आ जाऊँगा. ओके, सो बेसिकली लाइक मैंने पानी गिरा दिया, फिर उसे उठा के बोतल के अंदर डाल दिया, बट पानी गिरा के मैंने वो यूज कर लिया. दिस इज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग. सो फर्स्ट वी आर स्वैपिंग दिस, देन वी आर यूजिंग इट, देन स्वैपिंग इट बैक अगेन. So just undoing the damage that we have done. This is the next thing what we are doing. Now this has a time complexity exponential. Now we can do a little bit more optimization over this. That suppose this is 3 1. So if it is 3 and 1, then swapping 1 with 3 would make it 13, which is less than the initial number also. So basically what we can do is we can swap the current number with the largest number that is possible. That is what we can do, and we swap it with the current one. And we have seen that swapping karne se, if we keep the larger number in the front, it would make the number more large than keeping the same number at the back. So to get the large number, we need to make the front side more. Okay, so basically yahi humne kiya. Okay, what we are basically doing is we are giving out the permutation with key swaps and we are printing the maximum out of it. This is what we are doing. You just tell me if things are clear to you or not. Arisha Anjum. Yeah. So if anyone is having any queries after the stream, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My username is Siddharth Hazra. Just ask me whatever is necessary. I'm open to chit chat. Okay. I'm open to chit chat as well as for official things. Just tell me whatever is necessary. Okay. So I would end the stream after a time period of 27 seconds. By the way, this is the first time I'm wearing traditional and I am doing a stream in Geeks for Geeks. Why? Because there was a puja. I don't know if you know that or not. The Sashti puja. We Bengalis have that. So basically, there was a Sashti puja in my home. That is why I was 5 minutes late. Okay. So I had that, washed my face and just came to the stream. That is why I came directly. And I'm sorry for that. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep coding. See you in the next interview series. All the best. Just let me check the queries of the other stream. Okay, thanks a lot, Arisha. Okay, good night, everyone. Take care. If you have any queries, just LinkedIn में जाके पूछ